All right, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Accessorize.
I know.
So you gave blood today, Jeff?
Yeah.
That was nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I did too.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice.
I don't typically ever give blood then.
I know, I heard you were a newbie.
No, I used to give it all the time.
No?
All the time.
Oh, yeah?
But I stopped for a reason.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm working on 3
But
gallons.
I promised I'd do it this time and I did. So they missed one arm, went to the other.
All right, public participation. I know Deborah wants to
It goes
do
out faster if they go where and position.
something.
So,
Anybody else who wants to call in? What's the office number they call? Just go to my cell phone.
457-6082, extension 2110921.
Let me, I don't know her extension.
I think she is. Yeah, they're just single numbers. I don't know if you know that.
They are
When you
now.
call and listen, it's
Yeah.
a single number you push, not all those. Because they didn't know that, and I said, your number's just either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So they want planning board or land use, that's the extension, if that's what it is. Is it what it says?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm like thinking I gotta remember all these numbers, and I'm like, oh no, it just says 1, 2.
and Jackie has a new voice.
She does.
Who needs it what?
Jackie has a new voice.
Jack does.
She's much deeper.
Yeah, I was like, oh, because I didn't know you guys, as I thought, oh, everybody's thing has changed.
It's the same number that we had, it's just with a 2 in front of it, so like I'm 110. I'm pretty sure she's 109.
But it doesn't say that on the thing.
No.
No, it says a single number, which I like that.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I'm not surprised they're doing that.
So everybody will be happy, no healthy, no temperature, nothing, not a smidgen.
Good.
Unbelievable questions they ask.
They do, yes, they do.
Some of them I had to ask if that was an option. That's how I'm looking around. I didn't know that was available. Oh, is it?
There's no extension for the planning board.
There isn't. Let me call in.
Somebody just came in.
Probably get one of them envelopes on the door. Yep. We just haven't called Chuck's phone. Numbers every.
Things dying is bad.
Oh. Do you have a copy of the minutes, this week's? Anybody? And then I was gonna read them while they were waiting.
Yep, they forgot her.
No.
They forgot her.
Have to text Pete right now. Text him.
Maybe break Jen's out of that.
Can I leave these with you later? I'll leave these with you, make sure Mary Beth gets them tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff that needs to be certified from her.
Okay.
Unless you just call and I'll come pick it up.
So there's no way to ring this phone?
No, because, they didn't, I guess they didn't set it up.
She wants to call in on my phone, I got a little bit of it left.
Oh, you trying to get hold of Deborah?
Well, I was gonna call her, but I wanted to give a number out for anyone else that wanted to call. I'll just call her, but I don't know. I guess if anybody else wants to call in, they can call my cell phone, we can call back, 207
Yeah.
432 7010.
That was an omission on that part, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, because I was punching in your extension automatically today and I was getting disconnected immediately.
Oh, and I never called.
Yeah, because I was trying to get, yeah. It was yesterday, I don't do it.
How you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Right side of the grass.
That's,
Why is this not working?
Tell you the nurse that we talked about, she's like, can I, you know, cause she knows the pain, right? She's like, this is gonna hurt, right? So that girl's like, they kept on trying to move the needle
Do I
around.
need dial 207?
And she's like,
no, and you don't have to dial 9.
you
just
think
pick
you're
up
all
the
set
dial.
there? Go do the other one. They're like, yeah.
I was telling them which one to do this one.
Well, they did this one originally, and they did, you know, the girl that missed my vein said, well, it's the only one I missed all day. And I'm like, I get really big veins. How'd you miss that?
Like this.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You used to think you had big veins.
No, I do. I know I do. Once they actually tapped the vein, I was done giving the blood in like
It's not very
less than
long.
5 minutes.
There we go.
But they also took platelets from me
What's wrong?
because I'm dedicated.
I always gave credit to, I don't know.
Hi, this is Deborah Dory Wilson, and I'm sorry that I missed your call. I tend to be better at answering text
All right, we'll
messages
try her later.
than I am at.
We'll just move on in case anybody else calls in. Review minutes.
I make a motion to accept the minutes of Thursday, May 7th as written.
All in favor?
It's gonna be seconded.
Oh, sorry. Tough time.
Second.
All in favor? Are we streaming?
Yeah, I'm there. Hi.
It's not online.
Let's see.
Thanks, boss.
Oops. That's not Deborah. Someone else.
I don't know if it's online right now, but whatever.
I feel like she's gonna rob me. Does anybody feel the same way? I feel like,
Is it connected to the
You
internet?
like to kill hornets better? Go out and get it.
is that what you did today?
Let me go and see.
To kill hornets?
No, I said just play like beehives today or something.
I did save a bee today though. That was in my slider. I thought the cat was gonna eat it.
It was on, did you, it's, here, let me go once again and see if I can.
It's not showing up. All right, the AP warrant. Is
It's
that
not signed, so I
All right,
didn't get it.
pay for it?
Yes, so these two things didn't get signed last week.
We're almost.
Looks
Yeah,
like it's on, yeah.
yeah, it says live. Just a couple of seconds on it.
So just in two places?
You can go to Laura, I'm still
I'm
reading.
not signing it.
This is not signing it, it's just us three.
Okay,
Did you, oh, is that the minutes?
yeah. You can only read so fast.
Will you pass it to Jeff, please?
Jeffrey,
Thank you.
Any more paperwork, is that it?
And then I gave you a copy of that to be discussed, that Corinna brought in.
It's on the bottom, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's Deb's thing, so, have you guys looked this over? The, mass gathering permit for the, graduating seniors, not sponsored by the high school, but being put on by, Deb Dory Wilson and the, 4x4 Proving Ground is letting her do it there. Have you looked at that?
I did look at it, yes. Yeah, I just read it, actually. Is that what we're doing right now? We're into that right now?
That's what we're into,
Well,
yeah.
then I'm gonna make a motion that we accept it and do it.
All right. How do you feel, Karina? Feel like seconding it?
I'll second it.
All right. Discussion?
Goes against the emergency order. There's no controls at all listed in there.
Yeah, it's one emergency order.
About social distancing, gathering.
There's stuff in there about how it's gonna be done. All right, at least I thought I read it.
400 to 800 people.
And it says they're gonna be in their cars, except for when their kids go across the stage.
And the school board sent out the requirements and they were met, so.
Yeah, there was supposed to be some more paperwork here to go with it, she said.
So not the
I
school
don't
board,
know.
maybe the state.
Maybe it's in there.
It was, school board guidelines that they left out for education. Which actually I wanted to see too, to see if maybe we could use the school for the summer camp.
They're not gonna let us do that?
Well, if we're under 50 people and summer camps are open,
Well, you got a motion on the table here, we're
I
second.
know, we're discussing it, but
Discussing.
Hello?
Hey Deborah, you're on,
All the paperwork that Karina's asking for is in your email.
okay? You told me that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had it open.
Are you there?
I'm here, yeah.
Okay. What did you want?
Hold on, let me, so why don't you just go over the, what your plan is to keep everybody safe there?
So, as you can see on your mass gathering permit, there are like A, B, C, and then C has like A through K. So in your email, Chuck, when I sent it to you via email, I sent you the map of the proving ground, which includes the stage. There's a big, huge area for parking, probably could hold 200-300 cars. There's a large area for students. We're going to keep the students in groups of 10, and then they're going to access the stage in groups of 3. Flow of traffic is one way from the student, lineup zone up onto the stage, off the other end of the stage, and then each student will go to their parents' car on the other side, and that's where they will remain. We have an FM transmitter. Everything will be done by FM transmitter, so no parents or observers are allowed out of their car unless they're going to the restroom. And we have restrooms at both ends of the parent and observer parking area, and we have restrooms separate for the students by the student lineup area.
Okay. And this isn't a function of the school at all, right?
This is not a function of the school, Chuck. This is the community had asked us to do this. They requested it several times, the parents who were upset because there was nothing for their kids. Brenda and I talked about it, and Brenda said, why not? Let's do it. So I got the social guidelines from the Department of Education. I emailed you a copy of that along with my answers to each segment in red, and You should have that right in your email, bud.
Yeah, I just pulled it up and looked at it.
Yeah, so
briefly.
you can read that to them. We have every guideline by the Department of Education to keep these students safe has been followed.
Okay. Awesome. Did you guys want to see that paperwork at all? Or you set
I'd like
up?
to see.
I would like to see the school
All
paper.
right. Can I forward that to you, Lynn? Can you
Yeah.
print it?
So there are three things, Chuck. There is the map, which
Yeah.
is all color coded. There
Yeah.
is the mass gathering permit answers, and then there is the Department of Education answers. There's 3 items in your email.
Yep. I'm looking at them right now, and Lynn's printing them out for everyone to look at. So,
Thank you.
all right. So while she's doing that, public participation.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that enough public?
I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to add? I mean, there's did you look at the grant paperwork?
Your American Legion and your American Legion Auxiliary, with help from the Boy Scouts and Steve Waniger, is going to do a Memorial Day celebration at the town hall, like we always do on Monday, May 25th, which is Memorial Day. Steve's going to come down there and shoot off the cannons. We have some guest speakers in Pastor Bob, and going to come down and do the prayer. We're going to allow, like, once we place the wreath, if people want to come by and pay their respects, we're asking them to line up at 11:45 at the Hanson School parking lot, and then they can come down and salute or wave their flag or whatever they'd like to do as they pass by the monument, and we'll be standing there to observe that with them. So that's on Memorial Day, Monday the 25th. The American Legion is putting that on with help from the American Legion Auxiliary and the Boy Scout troop. So that's that. And then I would like to give a shout out, a big thank you to Paul Philbrick, who planned and scheduled our appeals board training. That is now scheduled for Monday, June 15th, if I'm correct, 5:00 p.m. And we'll be having that on live stream. So if people would like to follow along, we encourage that. But we've been waiting for so long for this, and we really need it. So I'd like to really thank Paul for scheduling that for us with the town attorney.
Awesome.
And finally, I have really great news for everybody. The hen house is opening up June 1st. Going back to open up, everybody will be happy to have their favorite chicks there. And also the blood drive today. A huge shout out to Charlene and Mark Lamprey and Caden Neto and our mom Kathy for bringing the American Red Cross folks down. We had smoked chicken, cordon bleu, and macaroni and cheese with bacon and Caesar salad. It was fantastic. And they brought that down there for us down to Dave Salvatore's. And I'm very grateful for his space. The American Red Cross was impressed. They're going to give us more beds in there next month. June the 23rd is our next blood drive there. And we got 32 pints of blood. Jeff, did your blood go through, buddy?
Of course it did. I'm a good bleeder.
So with Jeff, we had 32 pints of blood, and very grateful for you, Jeff, for coming down. I told you, you're a hero to me. I don't care what you say. So
One time shot,
I
Jeff.
appreciate you today.
One time shot.
So finally, Chuck, I did have a chance to go over the grant that you sent me, and I'm excited to work with you on it. I think with your knowledge and expertise of this, and with my grant writing skills, I think it's an unbeatable combination, and we're going to get this done and see if we can't get some money for this program. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I was glad. It was funny. It fell into my lap right after the grant conversation we had last week with you, and then Eco Maine called me and told me there's grant money out there for recycling programs for the town.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, and I can't wait to get to work on it with you. So, just give me a call, and we'll put our heads together and get this finished. And what do we got, a month?
No,
Weeks?
3 days, 4 days.
I was trying to make it sound good there, but I was trying to give myself a couple of hours extra time. Yeah, we'll get it done. I'll come by this week sometime and we'll sit down and get it done.
Okay, awesome, I appreciate that, and, on a personal note, thank you for your help.
Okay, and you guys, do you need anything more from me on that graduation honor ceremony at the 4x4?
I don't think so, why don't you hang on the line while we look at it?
Okay.
It says 1,290 people, not 800.
Says 1,290 people on here, not 800?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, if there's your attendance is a little
Yeah,
bit.
we wanted to, I imagine right now, if we had it today, with the people that have signed up, there would be about 400. I wanted to leave a room in case more of the graduates, once we were permitted, because somebody went around telling kids to cancel because the selectmen weren't going to allow it. So I told them to hang on, watch the meeting tonight, and we get through this, and then we'll know one way or the other how many people. But we did have more, but we had some cancel because they were being called and told the selectmen weren't going to allow it. So
Well, your one says 400 to 800, your permit.
yeah, that's what I think we're going to go for.
Your
and then,
paperwork, but hold on, your attachment says 1,290 people.
so that's what we can fit, Chuck. That's exactly what we could fit in there is 1,290. So
What if you get more?
included that too. What's that? We'd have to start, but we can't take more than we can fit. That would, that doesn't work.
No, okay, so you wouldn't take more than the 1,290 people.
Correct, because that's how many we figured in that. You see on the map that place that's marked off for parent and observer parking. So that's where we're going to park everybody. There are 3 tiers there, and each tier can take 2 lines of cars. So that was what we figured our maximum could be, but I don't think we're going to get that many because some of the kids are already, engaged with working and responsibilities and stuff.
So you're gonna have somebody at the entrance counting when they come in, is that gonna be the deal?
I will stand right there and I won't let anybody in. I'll tell them, no way, that's it, that's our cutoff.
Well, the other thing you could do too is tell each student, figure out how many people sign up and tell them each one and give them each a pass, like a printed pass for 2 cars, or, find out their cars and the number of people, kind of get a ballpark, so.
Yeah, well, we could do that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Sell
willing to
tickets.
listen to whatever you guys decide is the right way to do
That's
it.
probably a good idea,
This was, like I
allow
said, it was a
tickets.
request from the people. They were requesting to Brenda and they were requesting to me. And you know what? We're making it happen, people. We don't sit around and just say we can't or we don't know how. We do know how, and we'll get it done.
So everything on your list follows the guidelines the COVID-19 guidance on graduation ceremonies? Is that correct?
Do you see that? And then my answers to it are written in red.
We don't have that, so.
Well, we don't have
kinda
color,
mixed
but-
up. I was kind of mixed up a little, where's the state and what's,
It's right here.
I understand, but she said in red, it was like
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to figure out which
Oh,
part is
it
the
is a
state
different color, but I mean a different,
and which
shade.
is.
yeah, I see the difference.
Maybe that's one of the things we could do is just allow each graduate to have so many tickets.
Yeah, but then if other people want to have more,
Well,
well, if someone's not gonna use them, I mean, there's a way to.
Well, again, I mean, this is a private event, so we ain't like to nothing, so I don't wanna.
So we don't have to go by these guidelines?
Huh?
Cause it's private, well, you don't have to go by
No,
these
she
guidelines?
just said, that ain't what I said,
No,
Laura.
no,
I'm
hold
asking.
on.
That
You
ain't
don't
what I
have
said. I
to
said
go by the
we can-
guidelines.
Hold
They
on,
are
hold on.
guidelines.
Hold on,
I'm doing
Deb,
my
Deb, hold on.
best to fit into the guidelines.
Deborah, hold on. Hold on. So it's a private event, so she's doing her best to fit within the guidelines.
Right, I agree,
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Karina had said something about tickets, and I said, no, we shouldn't be involved in selling tickets.
no, not
I-
selling tickets.
I said
just
Deb
they
could
can have
pass
so
out
many
passes.
tickets.
Right, that's-
Pass-
That way if
Yeah.
one student doesn't show up with 7 cars and take away
Right,
from
they only
somebody else who
allow
shows up with
I
one,
got
is
so
my
many
thought.
cars.
All I'm saying, because it's a private thing, us as the town that's.
No, I agree, but it'd be nice if You know, it was just an idea on how to do it, so everyone can get their parents in. So,
I got John with you, I'm tracking now, I misunderstood.
Hey, as long as there's less than 10 people in each car,
Sorry,
right? But you can only have so many cars, just, you know, give them passes for so many cars, each person.
So while you guys are considering that, Chuck, if I can also tell you too, I sent to you and Jeff a copy of I got a grant request I told you I was working on last week from Frank, Deputy Chief Frank, and he asked me to take a look at it. And it seemed that we were well within the parameters, so it asks you to call. And I called and spoke to Wendy Cahill over there at the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation. And it seems that our town, even though we're in the middle of all these towns that are serviced by them, never signed up for their service. I explained to her what we were doing, and we were trying to get a decontamination shower and why it was so important to have a decontamination shower, especially with COVID-19. And she was like, oh yeah, you know, like we have to at least hear you. So she asked me to pen her a letter saying what our geographic area was and how we work mutual aid with these other towns that they already service, which I did. I sent you and Jeff a copy of the letter, and now I'm just waiting to hear back from her. She's trying to see. She's not trying to get us anything. She's trying to see if the foundation will work with us and help us with a grant to get a decontamination shower because it's so important.
okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. So as soon as I know from that, if they accept us, I'm sure she'll be sending me a grant application. And if they don't accept us, you know what? We're no further back than we were yesterday. So I'm just waiting to see if that works out.
Okay.
How you doing, Chuck? I need to wake up and go to sleep. That you whistling through your mask? I was like, are you okay?
Deborah, it did also say that you want to contact your local law enforcement with helping with planning and crowd control on these guidelines from the graduation.
Well, you know what? You put us in a police station, Karina, I'll be glad to call them. My answer to that was that I will be alerting the state police that we'll be having that event.
Okay.
Right here it says, and I don't know if anyone's talked to them, but decisions around whether to host a graduation ceremony will remain at the discretion of the local school boards and superintendents.
So we're not having a graduation ceremony, Laura. We're not giving them a diploma. This is just a community honor ceremony. We are not graduating these students. We are not part of the school board. We are not part of the school administration. And as far as I know, still to this date, there is nothing planned for these kids. And the parents wanted to have a little bit of a celebration before they went off to college. And that's what we're doing. It's not a graduation ceremony at all. It's a graduation honors ceremony. So we're honoring and supporting our kids before they leave to go to school or to work or whatever they're off to in life.
And it's my understanding that the Becky Beal and Superintendent Conley are not for this, is that right?
That's correct. Well, I don't know if Becky's for or against it. I had written a letter and I sent that email to you and Jeff when we were first proposing this. I had sent a email to Steve Collins over at the Connolly over at the school, also to Sue Austin, who's his administrator. And as we know, Stephen is leaving; he's retiring. So I also sent one to Audra Boisvert, who is the incoming superintendent over at the school, and I sent one to Becky and asked her to share with the school board. Of course, she can't speak for the whole school board; she's only herself. So I sent it to her and asked her to send it, and I never got an answer back from any of the school officials, yay or nay. The only thing I got back from Becky was she said that the school administration was seeing this as my attempt to give them a hard time about their budget, and that the fallout could be not passing the budget or not getting the new school. But certainly that was not my attempt. I never said anything about the budget, and I think those of you who have a copy of that email that I sent to the school will see that I even invited them. I said, we have so much land here and so much we can do here. Why don't you come over and meet me here and take a look? Like, let's all participate in this together. And they couldn't even bother to give me a response.
And how much are the Proving Grounds charging, if I can ask?
Charging me to have this?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Brenda and Kurt are working with me on this, and as well as I guess Randy's wife, Bethany, I guess her name is, yeah. And I guess Brenda has already committed to decorating the stage and to getting water and making sure there's enough porta potties. I've been kind of going around and getting like commitments. I haven't taken anything yet because I was waiting for the permit, but getting commitments on like coupons for free ice cream or coupons for a free slice of pizza or that kind of stuff to put in a small bag for them. I know that there has been some conversation between our Legion Commander Jim Cray and the Berwick American Legion. I know that State Representative Ted Kryzak is also involved in hoping to bring the other state representative, Beth O'Connor, along with him. I know that there are a lot of people interested in it because everybody just wants to give these kids a little bit of joy before they go away to school.
All right.
So,
Anybody have any questions? Oh, go ahead.
so Superintendent Conley didn't, he hasn't come up with, you had said something about them doing something in July.
So what was told to me was that the diploma, the company that does the diplomas doesn't even start up until July, and that they were looking for something possibly in August or September with the Berwick TV folks. That was the last I heard, but that was not confirmed. Karina, that was just a discussion that was had. And like I said, if I knew, Karina, I would tell you, but the school administration has not even bothered to be in touch with me on this. Nothing.
August and September, most of these kids are going to be gone to college.
Yeah, I mean, for a school that boasts such a high college acceptance rate, they should know that these kids are gone. Like, and the ones that are not going away to school are working already.
Yeah.
Have you been in touch with the Berwick TV to see if maybe they would broadcast it? They have better equipment than we do.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that, Chuck.
Have you been in touch with Berwick TV to see if they would broadcast it?
I was waiting for the permit. Terry is a friend of mine. I have a good relationship with Terry, and as soon as I know, I mean, I don't want to invite people without knowing I'm going to have an event, because then you have to call and uninvite them, and you look like a fool.
All right.
So I'm all about finding out whether we're having this or not.
So no, but you plan to if it passes.
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Deborah?
No, also.
Okay, Deb. Thanks very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
You ready for a vote? All in favor?
Well, I would,
Oh, did you second, Karina?
Well, can I make a recommendation that we add about the ticket,
I
maybe
thought she seconded.
a limited amount of
And I said
tickets?
discussion, and I
She
should
did second it,
Yeah.
you in the discussion.
Yeah, okay.
I think the limited ticket thing, it would be a good idea, allowing each graduate to have so many tickets, that way they can control the crowd.
Yeah, well, she said she's gonna make sure people, that if she stands there, won't let more people in than that, so. I mean, I think we should talk to her, or you can talk to her and give her ideas and let her handle it how she wants. But as long as she stops the people like she said, I'm okay with it, so. Ready for a vote then? Any more discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
I'm not opposed to the event.
I'm not either.
It's just, I
I'm not
think
either.
they're doing a great job, but
Yeah,
I just can't.
Yeah, no, I understand, absolutely. I'm disappointed in our school, the board and the superintendent for not having something cemented. Because if they did have something cemented, this might not be necessary to do, so, their lack of communication is sort of bothersome. All right, guess we're on to the warrant and referendum stuff?
That one we come back to everybody.
Yeah.
Girls are-
Oh, yeah, maybe we should talk about this first, I guess, huh?
Is that the letter?
Girls, yeah.
The
Let's do the warrant
recommendation?
and I'll do that under individual select
Okay.
things, we'll just start with that. So let me ask you a question, Paul or Laura. So selectmen recommended, like like number one, I think it should be on the ballot.
What?
That's number, referendum one. I think it should be there. No, but my question is, it's not something I personally would vote for. So do I is the question whether you support it or whether you
You
think it should be on
recommend
the referendum?
No, we are already, if anything's on this ballot, we've already decided it should be on there, because we decide what's on the ballot.
Okay,
So
it's,
we've already
so
decided
it's our
that.
personal opinion of
Well,
whether it
it's
should pass or
whether we
not?
think, yeah,
Okay. So how do we do this?
we just go through and do,
Do I have to keep a record of who
Yeah.
voted how?
No, just numbers.
just numbers,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
It'd be best if she reads them off and we
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah.
okay, perfect,
There
yep,
you go, good idea, right, Glenn?
Well, that's how you did it with the
Yeah.
budget committee, and it worked very well.
okay, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Referendum one, shall the town of Lebanon vote to increase the property tax levy limit by 200,000? This will be one time for the year 2020, 2021. An open town meeting will be held at a later date to determine where the money will be spent.
And this is the one we've already made a verbal commitment to spend on the roads. But we
Yes.
can't put that on there due to legality reasons.
But when we do our little newsletter thing,
We're gonna
you
put it in
can
there.
put it there if
Right.
you want to.
Right. So,
So all in favor? All against? Okay. Referendum,
We don't
oh,
do
we don't do
those.
those two,
No.
that's right. Referendum 4,
Mhm.
shall the town of Lebanon commit to participate in the reconstruction of the New Bridge Road Bridge, MDOT project number 3717, ID number 02244, expecting to be part of that MDOT's 2021-22 work plan, and to authorize the selectmen to enter into an agreement with the states of Maine and New Hampshire and the town of Milton, New Hampshire, and to execute any other document necessary to accomplish the project. The town's share of this project cost will be capped at $145,000. All in favor? All against?
And just to say, when we do the little newsletter, we can say like, that's when you kind of explain things
Well,
that you think need to
And
be explained.
can we make sure that the amount of money that we have in the bridge account is in there in the newsletter already?
But understand-
Even though that it may not totally be used for this, it's in the bridge account.
It is, but
that's misleading.
it is.
But if you,
If we had a major disaster with a bridge, we'd have to fix it, and that money we take it out of that account, the bridge account. So, I mean, that's your intent, but, you know, I don't wanna, yeah, anyway, sorry.
I'm sorry. Do I wanna skip over the
Well,
marijuana?
do you wanna come back to these?
I don't,
Do you wanna, well, we're not gonna vote, we need to decide, are these 3 going on or 2, right, Paul? Is
I
that what
think,
we gotta
I
decide?
think we're on 3, is 3, is everybody good with 3?
I'm good with three.
Yeah,
I would like 3.
yeah, I'm good with 3.
Right, so we're gonna leave them just the way they are.
And is this the correct naming of them, I guess?
No.
Okay, so you're gonna have to do some fixing.
And do we vote on those
No,
as well? Okay.
no.
Yeah.
So what are the 3 called?
Is it the email?
I've got it right here.
Can I keep these for tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay.
Are these the good
That's the
ones?
latest and the greatest, as of this morning.
I don't need I just need the title.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
just the
yeah.
titles,
So
yeah.
I'll give those back.
Yeah, just 2.
So is it adult or no?
Should be adult use.
Well, it says Lebanon Registered Caregiver Licensing Ordinance, is that what she said it had to say? Who did that?
The lawyer.
Okay, then I guess that's what.
Get those back to Paul.
Okay,
Um,
all right, now you can go.
referendum 8, but you guys don't vote on this one.
Well, we have to leave.
Abstain.
Shall the town of Lebanon vote to pay the selectmen $12 per hour plus expenses? Yes? All in favor?
So what we're
Oh,
supposed
we abstain.
We abstain
All five are gonna
automatically, yeah, we don't get to vote on that,
Alright.
it's our salary.
It's a big one.
Referendum.
Yeah, I know, right?
is it even minimum wage?
Still is, I think.
Still.
Referendum 9, shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $706,245 for government expenses for the town office, including elections, assessing agent, and selectmen wages and expenses. Insurance is now included in general government. All in favor? 4. Against?
No, I'm up on it.
Oh, you
Yeah,
are.
that's for the budget we figured, right, that was the
Yeah.
April one.
Yeah.
I thought the insurance was we were gonna get a rate on it first, but.
Well, we're still gonna bid it out.
Yeah.
Right, good about it, yeah.
10. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $15,000 to place in the building capital reserve fund to include upgrades and modifications as well as large-scale repairs of municipal buildings or grounds totaling $10,000 or more. All in favor? Okay. Referendum 11. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $17,500 for the operation of animal control officers and expenses? All in favor? Referendum 12. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $40,000 for legal fees? All in favor? Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $50,000 for the contingency fund? All in favor? Referendum 14. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $78,090 for the combined departments of codes and land use, which includes code enforcement officer, planning board, appeals board, and conservation commission? All in favor? Referendum 15. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $32,084 to place in the no spray contract Central Maine Power Capital Reserve Fund? All in favor?
Although we could buy a lot of goats
They
with
should
that.
spray it for free.
They should.
They should, I agree with you.
Referendum 16.
What was the count on
5.
that? Oh, okay.
They don't spray, they should not do it, they should do whatever they gotta do.
Right, they should, yeah, that's right, they should cut it down for free.
Get the goats, man, get the goats.
Referendum 16. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $5,060 for the Lebanon Recreation Department, which includes $1,500 for the annual Lebanon Festival? All in favor?
I'm not against that, but I do have a question about that. Are they gonna be able to do anything this year?
So next year.
Next year. I really think it's budget. Just wanted to make sure they're able to have it for when they can actually do stuff.
It's in the next spring.
Referendum 17. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $431,044 for the operation of the Lebanon transfer station? All in favor?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Referendum 18, shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $796,706 for the operation of the highway department? All in favor? 4,
I'm gonna abstain on that.
okay.
Can't,
I can't, why can't I?
the selectmen's supposed to vote one way or the other, according to our own rules. Sorry.
I wanna know more about that with the contracts, but okay, I'll vote to give them the money to do their thing, but I want more transparency on the contracts.
Okay.
What contracts?
Is this what this is for, right, the roads and stuff?
Yeah.
Next year,
The bids and
the
stuff.
bids and stuff, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, you can just take in what more?
Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $300,000 to place in a paving capital reserve fund for the purpose of road reconstruction and paving of town-owned public roads? All in favor? Okay. Referendum 20, shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 to place in the Salmon Falls Watershed Protection Capital Reserve Fund? This fund to be used for the protection of the Salmon Falls watershed, which includes Northeast, Milton, and Spalding Ponds. Current protection activity is the European Naiad eradication efforts. All in favor?
Yeah.
Okay. Referendum 21. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the final payment of $8,144.84 for the lease purchase for a demo electric hydraulic Stryker Power Pro XT ambulance stretcher? All in favor?
You gotta do a good tongue twister with that, does.
No.
We should have warned you ahead of time, could have read them over.
Referendum 22. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $60,243 to cover the cost of emergency dispatching for the Emergency Services Department and for radio tower rental? All in favor? Referendum 23, shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $536,134 for the operation, upkeep, and purchase of equipment and supplies for the Lebanon Fire and EMS Department? All in favor? Of purchasing communications equipment for the Lebanon Fire and EMS Department? All in favor? The apparatus capital reserve funds for purchasing fire and EMS SCBA equipment. All in favor? Referendum 27, shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $1,500 to place in the equipment capital reserve for purchasing fire and EMS equipment? All in favor? Referendum 28, shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $20,613 for the operation of the Martha Sawyer Community Library? All in favor? Referendum 29, shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 for general assistance? All in favor?
I'm going in now.
No, for me,
And no for you.
I thought it should be less.
Referendum 30, shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $12,264 to support the following relief agencies according to the breakdown? York County Community Action, $4,005, Caring Unlimited, $1,809, Southern Maine Agency on Aging, $1,750, York County Shelter Programs, $1,500, Kids Free to Grow, $250, American Red Cross, $250, Southern Maine Veteran Cemetery, $1,000, Life Flight, $500, North Berwick Food Pantry, $400, MSAD Backpack Program, $250, and the Ryan House Project, $550. All in favor?
Before you go to a vote, what about the American Legion, why is that not on here?
We just gave them a building.
No, they didn't, I don't believe they wanted it, did they? They didn't take it last
They
year.
didn't want
They,
Yeah.
and they didn't send a letter in.
Yeah, so 5. Well, I don't know, yeah, yes.
Referendum 31. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $24,792 for the restoration and maintenance of cemeteries throughout the towns as mandated by Maine State Law 13 MRSA 1101, which includes the sum of $1,000 for the Memorial Day ceremony and decoration of veterans' graves as mandated by Maine State Law 30-A MRSA 2901. All in favor? Referendum 32. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to set an interest rate of 3% per state law as the rate to be paid back to taxpayers who owe pay amounts in excess of amounts finally assessed and authorize any such interest paid or abatements granted to be charged against the annual overlay, which is not to exceed 5% of the total assessment as per state law 36 MRSA 506-A. All in favor? Thank you. Referendum 33. Shall the town of Lebanon allow the tax collector to accept prepayments of taxes prior to the commitment date and to charge interest on unpaid taxes at the rate of 7% per annum, and to set the date when taxes are committed for the fiscal year 2020-2021, July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021, and payable as of October 15th, 2020, or 45 days from the tax commitment, whichever is later, and April 15th, 2021. Interest will be collected after October 15th, 2020, and after April 15th, 2021, respective to billings due dates. All in favor?
That was a lot, that one.
That one was. Alright, let's see.
Almost there.
I know how many there are. Referendum 34. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to place any unexpended funds from the prior year into the unassigned restricted fund balance?
Can I ask a question before we, what about the one, does that change what we can do with 37?
I don't think so, because we're asking to take this balance.
Right, that's a separate question.
Yeah.
That stands on.
But it won't change that, that shouldn't say minus the,
Because we have to
Okay.
do a separate one.
yeah, okay.
I think MMA said to write it like this.
I didn't know if the way it says any, if it says any unassigned restrict,
Right.
So that'll be expended, and that's why it's,
Should those be switched to 34 and 30, you know what I mean? Would that make more sense to you? If we made 37, 34, and 34, 37?
I don't think,
I don't think it matters.
Well, I just didn't know if it didn't make sense to him. I mean,
no,
You just wanna make sure we didn't do a double negative.
right.
All in favor? Referendum 35. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to authorize funding at last year's 2019-2020 level for the general government, emergency services, codes and land use, animal control, transfer station, and highway departments whose new appropriation is not approved by this year's referendum vote until such time that any new funding must be authorized before the next tax commitment.
can I ask a question on this one too?
Who would have known that our ballot wasn't gonna be that out a whole month?
When's the tax commitment date? October or September 1st?
He usually does it not late August, doesn't he?
Yes.
Or early September.
Yeah,
So, and we have to do what, 90-day notice or 60-day notice or 30-day notice for a town meeting?
Well, it depends if you're doing an open town meeting.
Yeah, so if we're doing one, say we don't pass, so we have to do an open town meeting for this, how much notice do we have to give for that? Is it 30 days?
Because it's open.
Okay. I just wanna make sure we have enough
The other one is about
time.
ballots. The ballots is the other one.
Okay.
But no, I think you had to post the warrant 7 days
7 days,
ahead.
okay. I just wanna make sure we have enough time because this vote's in July. So that only gives us
Who'd have thought, yeah.
45 days
Mhm.
to fix it, so, okay,
All in
sorry.
favor?
Mm.
There we go.
that's done.
That's a good question.
But the governor did give you permission to use,
Right.
even if we had to do
Old
tax
ballots, yeah.
commitment, we could use the old budget to tax commitment, well, we don't really wanna do that, but.
Right.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay.
Referendum 36. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to appropriate all monies received from the state for snowmobile registrations to the Lebanon Trail Riders Club for maintenance of their system or network of snowmobile trails on the condition that those trails are open in snow season to the public for outdoor recreation purposes at no charge, and to authorize the municipal officers to enter into an agreement with the club under such terms and conditions as the municipal officers may deem advisable for that purpose. All in favor? You guys are very agreeable today. Referendum 37. Shall the town of Lebanon vote to use the unexpended balance of $75,000 from the 2019-2020 highway plowing budget, which currently resides in the restricted fund balance, to fund the overdrafts from the 7/1/2019 and the June 30th, 2020 fiscal year? All in favor?
Now I understand how the two can go together, because that's pulling it from the restricted fund balance.
We worked hard to make this be agreeable.
I think we just want to read it for the public meeting.
Once I took the water, I was back on track.
Anybody can do those tongue twisters.
So the only thing you have
Very
to
good.
do is this part,
Yeah.
it has to say shall an ordinance entitled, and I'm gonna put whatever it is, okay, those three, yeah. And then I'll work.
All right, and before we get into individual selectment items, does everyone have one of these copies that came from out front?
What? Oh, I don't have it on me.
It was in your box.
I know, but I don't know where it is. Oh, you know what, I actually think I do. It's in there.
I have it.
No, you have lost yours,
Yeah, I haven't watched
No.
it. I just gotta find it.
write that down.
Can I go make a copy of this? Thanks, Jeff.
He'll find it.
I'll make a couple.
I put some more notes on it, so I know I had it tonight.
Oh. Is it, no, this
I
is
think
my
it's
file.
everybody's concern, not.
There it is.
Oh, he's got it.
I think it's everybody's concern.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, no, it's a good list. No, it is, I'm not.
I wasn't asked what my concerns are.
You're not here.
Yours are none.
It's true, I don't have any, that's true, but I still wasn't asked it.
We'll add it now.
Do you have any concerns?
None at all. Well, no, I'm gonna die away something. It's the way it is.
Why you got my name on your shirt?
Because I love you, Chuck Russell. Russell Athletics, I got it.
Thanks, Jeff.
No problem, glad I could be assistance. I figured, I went shopping and I was like, hey, that's got Chuck's name on it. I'm like, how do I better honor the chairman of Lebanon than, write his name on my chest?
Cash. All right, so I'm just gonna go down in public bathroom open.
Do we need to open it?
For visitors?
Yeah, for people coming in.
Well, I would say no, but that's just my opinion.
I would agree with no.
Well, if we're opening to the public, is it a requirement that we open it in the bathroom
No.
I mean,
right now?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Well, then let's keep the bathroom closed then.
Cause you guys have key to get into yours, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
No comment then, don't need one.
Wipes, disinfect, we can handle all that for them and for us, for everyone.
We have most of that stuff anyway, don't we?
Yeah, sanitizer at each window. Maybe one out front for people when they're coming through the building.
We could not, we've searched everywhere, you can't get one of the you can't get a station to put hand sanitizer. And I
Okay,
don't believe we have enough sanitizer to put out front.
okay, so we can,
How you even get hand sanitizer? Stuff's so hard to get.
Right,
I think there's a business in town that
Makes it, yeah.
mentioned that he had a 55-gallon drum if the town needed it, he'd be willing to donate some of it.
There we
So
go.
I'll talk to him.
We don't have spray either.
We can't find that. I brought a spray to the transfer station, so,
I gave them some hand sanitizer and that, I gave them a bunch of stuff.
because they didn't have, yeah, they didn't have.
Why is there a hard time to get this? We just ordered a bunch of this stuff this morning.
See when you get it.
Okay.
Oh, we have,
Because we ordered hand sanitizer back in March and still haven't gotten it.
Okay.
It's just crazy.
Are you talking, you're the government?
The federal government, yeah, we just
Yeah.
ordered a bunch of it this morning. We got.
Could you order us some when you go back in?
Yeah,
Tomorrow?
if it comes in, because
Yeah.
we haven't gotten ours yet.
I could ask, you know, I think that, well, I could ask, where's the dude say no, right?
Right. I hope you get it quickly.
I don't know when we get it, but, you know, they ordered it, I know that. I didn't see no problem ordering it and finding it.
Ordering's easy, it's filling the order that's difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true sure professional.
well, if the bathrooms aren't open, we don't, need the soap.
Well, they'll need the soap.
Well, don't we have some of this already?
Well, I think we can figure that stuff out.
Yeah, we can figure that all out.
The X on the floor with the duct tape 6 feet apart.
I bought the duct tape.
The duct tape, yeah.
You guys ever watch like cartoons and Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote?
Yeah, all the time.
And you put an X on the floor.
Yeah, something falls on your head.
Or
Well,
you
no, it
could
falls
make,
next
or
to
they
you.
could make feet or something and then
Yeah.
laminate them and put them on, I mean, I don't know.
I'm just making a joke, though. I don't care. It's
This
just
is-
funny.
Traffic cones outside.
I don't know if that's really necessary, but okay.
Well, what's your suggestion then?
Well, I don't know what it's for. It says traffic cones outside.
Yeah,
6
so there's,
feet
each
apart.
person can stand by a
So
traffic
somebody
cone,
stands
the line.
6 feet apart.
So we
Yeah,
can put it, a line starts here and have the traffic cones at 6 feet. So
Maybe
you-
it's better
That's
just to
what they
paint a
wanna
spot.
do.
what?
I think it's better just to paint a spot.
no, you
Okay.
could do
Yeah.
that too.
That's,
Well, too, so we can,
yeah.
we're gonna,
I have
Yeah, get some
Traffic
concrete
line paint for
traffic
drive
line
for-
paint, yeah.
roads at home, tons of it, so I'll bring some of that.
Why do you have traffic line paint?
I got a good deal on it at a yard sale.
Fair enough.
but, did we gonna discuss how many people we're gonna allow inside?
Well, that's the next
None at a
question.
time.
That's the next question.
Who's
Well-
monitoring? Okay, do you wanna take over, Karen? You can do
Oh,
it.
no, I just think, who's monitoring how many people are in the building at one time? I think if we do the marks on the floor and just people put a sign on the window that, I think there is the sign on the state website.
My thought is, and that is going right down, like you said, with the marks on the floor and the cones and have a rope. Enter
Yeah.
here
Yeah,
and everyone stop
yeah, and
here,
then
stop here,
move
stop
to
here.
this, yeah,
So no
the
one
next
can
step.
come
Yeah,
past it.
have one in the vestibule and
Yeah.
then,
And have the entrance roped off so they have to go through the line to come in the door.
And how many people can be in here at once?
Well,
Customers.
yeah, I think if it's a husband and wife, they can be 2 as long as they're at one window. I'm okay with that.
Because we're only opening 2 windows, correct? Because of
Yeah.
the 6 feet
Yeah.
distance.
Yeah.
So we can even put 2 per, 2 per 6 feet apart. We can put a sign with the,
Each end. Now, but I think what they wanna know is if somebody tries to come in that shouldn't be in, who's gonna police that? Because there've been incidences of violence around.
Well, I don't know if you can. That's the thing. I mean, there's no laws on the book.
they call the police.
They're guidelines, that's all they are.
they can ask anybody to leave if they're.
Yeah, and if they don't want to,
legally.
they can call the
If
police.
they're doing something illegally, coming in and the line
If
is
they're not
not
listening,
illegal.
well, if they're not listening to
Okay,
the things in there, they can ask them to leave.
The laws, I mean, the rules that we're setting out.
So, back again, so how many people can be at the counter and then at other people's offices, or if people need to see the code guy or whatever, I guess? Or do you think just anybody wants to come in, should come in?
No, I think if we mark the floors, so the 6 feet distance, can we allow like 2
Per spot,
per window?
per X.
And then maybe 1 at the entrance and maybe 1 in the vestibule, so that'd be 4, 5, 6, maybe the most.
6 feet apart.
In the public area, yes.
And if someone's coming to see codes, they have to make an appointment and the codes officer will generally have to go grab them and bring them in and they can have, 1 person or 2. They'd have to be up to them to figure out, but I think the codes could have 2 and there could be 1 or 2 people at each window. Unless you think there should just be 1 in the line. And there really only needs to be one person.
I'm just trying to think how these stores are down to 4 or 5 people. And that's a lot smaller area than some of these small stores.
Well, there's only gonna be,
But we
oh,
have
so if we
to,
had 1 per 1, there'd only be 1 person in each, there'd only be 2 people in the lobby at a time.
maybe 3, if you weren't waiting for the X.
Well, why can't they wait outside till there's an
Open
opening
window,
and somebody
right.
can come in?
If we put a sign on the
Instead
door
of-
that
Well, if
says,
it's raining or
well,
whatever.
then they,
Should have, how about just one in the vestibule? In the, the little lobby?
I think there should be a sign on the door, and only 2 people in the lobby at a time. Please wait till someone exits.
4 in the lobby.
4 in the lobby, okay.
That way, if you have a husband in the lobby, you just fill in.
In each
Okay.
window, yep, 4.
You did bring up a good point about rain. What my father was talking about the other day, he said down in the barber shop, they have a whiteboard outside. You just sign in and just go
Good
sit in
idea.
your car if you can't.
Yeah, somebody else said that too, yeah.
So I think that would. it'd be
Guys,
worth
take it
the
to the next
investment.
level, man. Get one of those ticket takers there that you get at the DMV. Serving next, put it up top.
Dilly.
Everybody keep
I mean, that would be the
rolling.
ideal way to do it. What's one of them cost? And put the number thing outside the window. That would save everything.
Yeah.
Should we look into one of those? Because that's what my wife said too. It's the same thing. Get the number
We do
system.
it at the shipyard.
And then they can just hit the button behind the counter. And
Serving next counter.
We'd get
Knock up
75, we'd get
all that.
90% of that back from the state.
You would, I
In
mean,
3 years.
all of it.
Well, yes, but we'd get it back.
Yeah, no, I have no
Could be
problem.
FEMA
I have no
too.
problem with it.
That's the
3
FEMA.
years.
That's the
Yeah.
FEMA.
No, but there's
So why
another.
don't we do that then? And then we
Listen, I
don't
just
gotta do
need all
the 6
these-
feet apart.
Yeah, I just need you all to understand though, there are no laws on the books at all that says that has to be done. And if somebody
I think
challenges,
everyone understands
no,
that.
I understand that, but if somebody challenges that,
Well, there's no law that you go to the deli and you take a number and you can't go ahead of the person, except for the person there tells you get bent, you're not the next number.
all right, Chuck, we can have that debate, but I'm basically saying there's not a damn thing we can do about it. There's not a single law or anything.
I get that, but they can't, if they come in and it's not their number,
Said my
the
piece,
girls don't have to wait on them.
On to Miami.
Okay, so we're gonna do that, look into doing that, get a ticket number.
Yeah, that would solve a lot of the
Some
problems.
offices are locking the door too.
Well, then they'd have to let them in.
That's right. That's what I think North Berwick's doing that, but they have a door that they can lock. And
Buzzer, in and out, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing that. I think they're allowing 2 people in the clerk's office and then someone else can go in the
Codes or,
administrative
you know,
office.
Look into how much a buzzer is too, for the door. I mean, we'd get that back and that would be the ideal way to do it.
3 years,
I
just
know.
so you're clear. I just want you to know it's not gonna come next week.
Oh, we gotta look at something that's gonna last because
Yes.
this is probably gonna go on for at least.
And a buzzer for the door would be a good system with the number system, I think.
Yeah, no, there's no harm in looking.
Okay.
Are you writing all this down?
I am.
Which is cleaning pens between customers.
So that's what, if you go into an office, they've got clean pens and dirty pens,
Ah, yeah.
and people are cleaning them, but we don't have, the girls were saying, we don't have a place on that, with that new thing to keep pens.
I was thinking we could put a little individual, like a stand next to each window.
So when the customers use a pen, you don't want somebody else taking that pen that
Yeah.
they just used.
Clean and dirty pens. I like that.
Then they wanna know how we're gonna do that.
Meaning how you
I'm not
gonna do
worried about that. We'll
that?
figure that out.
What does that mean?
How are we gonna
You
clean
get
them?
pens, you wipe them, and if they're dirty, you wipe
Well,
them
where are they
again.
gonna be stored? That's what they're saying, so you have a.
Well, it's their
bucket of
office
cleaning-
space,
Hmm?
wherever they
You
can
get
put them.
Tupperware and they can
No,
just
for
put a
the
lid.
outside, for
You can
the,
get Tupperware, clean and dirty. The dirty ones can just get the lid slapped on it and they can stick it somewhere and
Well, where
I'll
are you
come in
gonna
and clean
sit
them. What do you mean? They'll be in the Tupperware. They can put them in the bathroom in the shelving. They're gonna be closed up.
where are you gonna put them when the people are at the counter
Oh,
using
well,
them?
no, I said we can put a little stand there, or we
Oh.
can get small, the thin Tupperware like cereal things. That'll fit on that counter. It's that wide. So you know the thin ones that you put the cereal in and stuff. That's what we can do. I'll get
Chuck's
those.
in charge of that.
Yeah, I'm in charge of that. I'll take care of that.
Cereal Tupper will take care of it. Look at that.
You know the twins
I
that
know
time?
exactly what you're talking about, and I'm not even gonna argue with you, even though the Patriots can look terrible this year
They
in
are.
Miami.
Tanking for Lawrence.
That's what it is.
Who's telling people it's okay to come in? Hopefully we fix that.
What about the cleaning? Who's
Cleaning.
cleaning between?
They're probably gonna have to do it. But they gotta have time to do it too. You know, it's not like, you know,
But what are they cleaning?
Yeah, they don't really have to
Where the
clean.
customer
They
was.
just have to wipe down through that, in front of them, through that window
Front
with
of
the
them.
disinfectant wipe.
And people wearing masks. Hopefully,
and they might
we
have to
ask,
wipe the glass.
they wear masks.
I mean, I don't know, the glass where the customer was.
I just know because I'm reading down further, it says clean the glass every night too.
They're talking about like the doors and the shelves out in this public area where people are touching.
Well, cleaning between customers, let's do that one first, which is gonna be.
Just
you
wipe
said,
it, yeah.
he'll-
Wipes.
Everything just wipe.
Well, the bathrooms aren't gonna be open. And, I mean, I don't know how much the waiting area is gonna need to be cleaned because they're coming right in, going right to the counter. They're only allowed so many, they're
Yeah.
not gonna be sitting around out there.
Yeah, take the chairs out.
Yep.
Don't let the chairs be in the lobby.
I'm in the unused bathrooms.
Really, then there's no place. And they should just come in and do their business and leave.
That's why you need a bathroom, do your business.
And the last one is, the tentative date. There's 2 dates going around, the 26th or the 1st of June
For what?
to open. So there are 2 dates that you guys
Tuesday.
are tentatively saying, Tuesday the 26th, which is after Memorial Day, or June 1st.
I think the 26th, because
Yeah.
I was having heartburn with
We'll read,
giving them
read
that.
12.
But the issue is that
Yeah.
there are 2 girls out front that have homeschooling to do. So they won't, each day, they won't be in at a certain time, and that means Val is by herself the entire.
I guess the answer to that is what they do during the summer.
Well, they probably
usually have
daycare.
daycare, but there's COVID, there's no daycare.
So if
Daycares
we have
are
a buzzer
opening.
system, Val
Daycares
can
are
have one
opening.
person at a time.
How's she gonna take breaks and all of that, like lunches and stuff? And breaks like lunch.
Go and help for lunch.
And what if she's sick?
Oh,
Help
So
with
there's
that.
3 days, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I know,
I think we
that's
should
it.
go with June first.
I say June first.
I mean, that would just,
I'm just saying that what.
because after Labor Day, we'd be open Tuesday, then we'd be closed Wednesday. So then that's gonna,
Yeah, if you open the 26th, Monday's a holiday, so you open Tuesday, then Wednesday we're closed because it's our normal schedule, and then we're here Thursday and Friday, so it's 3 of those days.
it's just 3 more days.
So I don't,
But wait a second, isn't there 2 people here one of those days, Thursday or Friday?
we're going, when we reopen, we're back on a regular schedule.
But the schedule is Thursday and Friday. Val's not here alone Thursday, Friday, is she?
She would be all morning until they're done with homeschooling.
Yeah.
Wednesday, nothing, right?
The
We're not
schooling-
here Wednesdays, so we're
Yeah,
closed.
schooling
Okay.
ends May 29th.
No, I understand that,
So-
but I didn't think that she was alone, like, so those guys are out during the morning on.
Yeah,
Or
I
whatever they-
don't know what
Okay.
the section.
Alright, I'm okay with June 1st then, just to make it simple. It's been this long, but
I mean, I agree. I mean, and they've been really good about helping people.
I'm still sticking with the day after Labor Day because I'm a rebel.
Yeah. Labor Day, I bet they'd like that.
Yeah, I know,
I said that today too, Jen. I can't believe you said that, cause I did the same thing. I said, oh, Labor Day, they go Labor Day.
Day.
Yeah.
My bad.
Alright.
Yeah, not open
Do we have
again
to vote
tomorrow.
on that?
no.
I think we should vote on when we're gonna get back to normal hours.
As soon as they open, that's what they just
The
said.
26th or the 1st.
The first.
The 1st. I make a motion, we reopen June 1st due to scheduling with everybody in COVID and them having trouble with the homeschooling and making their schedule, so. It's
To normal hours, though?
To normal hours.
Yeah, and we
Normal
wanna
hours,
make
June
sure we
1st.
have all this in place to
Yes.
what we need to do.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? You
All
know?
Against?
Okay.
2 against?
I'm against, yeah.
Huh?
Yes, I'm against.
Okay. I'm sorry, Jeff.
Only because I think it should be done sooner.
Well, who's gonna take care of their kids?
Doesn't matter, you guys did June 1st, so.
Okay, well, I
It's their
was wondering
problem
what.
after June.
Absolutely, and the schooling's done that week, that's the end of the schooling, so they don't have to deal with that anymore.
That was their point, that school ends on the 29th and then they won't have an issue, you know?
Well, the other thing, the state offices aren't gonna be open to June first, so
Mhm.
if they need to.
Oh, yeah.
And the hen houses are gonna be open till June 1st either.
You're right, because you have no one to call, believe me, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, help me.
Alright, so then do we wanna look into a numbers system and a buzzer for the door?
Something.
What's your job?
And your Tupperware.
I've already So you forgot until
And
I told you, you need to remind me, didn't I?
Oh, we just get,
I warned you.
10-cent pens and they'll just be disposable.
I get it, I told you, I warned you months ago.
How about free pens?
Debating sitting.
How about free pens, we just give them away?
All right.
The deal
Most
with
of them
going
steal them anyway.
All right, so individual selectmen items, issues, start with you, Paul.
Okay.
He's got the biggest
I
list.
was gonna say, get the big list out of the way.
Did you have a chance to follow up on the ATV complaint that
Oh.
I sent you?
Yes, Matt, I talked to that gentleman, and he knows Matthew, and he is in charge of the snowmobile club, and he said, Matt said he was gonna talk to him, and he knows my number, and he said he'd appreciate it if Matt would talk to him. He's not against them riding down the roads, but he wants to make sure that they're going the speed limit, and, because there's kids out there and stuff like that, but he says he has an ATV himself and he's not against it. So that was a lot.
But ATVs are a problem everywhere. Somebody was told me about Upper Guinea Road. They said, what's up with all the ATVs? And I go, I don't know. They're everywhere.
Because people aren't working.
Well, but they're riding up and down the roads. Can they not go on the power line? I don't know.
Yeah, no, they can, they just like, hey, the kid on a motorbike went by me near my house, he had to be doing 70.
Oh my God, I mean, and kids without helmets on.
Oh yeah, he had no helmet on,
Kids.
Yeah.
he had no helmet on,
I think
I
the
swear to God, he was doing
gatewards-
70, I was like,
I
holy
think
cow.
Well, the state
It's been
police
called
were
to.
across from my house, not last week and the weekend before, and they got people that they were little kids and parents, but, I mean, they are like, I don't know, they're everywhere, I don't know.
I've gotten a lot of calls like that they're not against them, but that there's little kids without like 10, not 8, 9, 10 years old with no helmets and stuff.
See, that's illegal.
That's, yeah.
And they're
So,
going up and down the road, I don't know where they're going. They go around the corner, go up, come back, or they go up your road, or they go down Depot Road, I mean, I don't know what,
They want to drive down River Road
But they do, I tell
with
them
a
that
paving.
they have to call law enforcement or the game wardens, and I know that they have reached out to game wardens too.
well, the state police were there too, I saw, but it's like, geez.
We can't.
all right.
And
what else?
didn't Mr. Potter shut his off, or didn't he do that?
He's calling
He's
it
on the
quick, right?
agenda for next week.
Oh, it's not, okay, sorry, I thought it was.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Oh, is it too late? If we're gonna be reopening the town office, can we allow people to come in for public participation for our meetings?
No, how are you gonna, you gotta social, well, I think we have to social distance, that's my opinion.
I agree too, what if 8 people show up, who do we pick? Who-
Well, how about we schedule, if someone's coming, we schedule people
But how can you do
that
that?
wanna come in. Well, we set the agenda every week.
Well, the flip side is, how do you keep people from a public meeting? This defeats the purpose.
There's guidelines on public
Again,
meetings.
guidelines and
Yeah.
rules and laws and
Under 10.
guidelines are not enforceable by any means whatsoever, by anyhow.
Okay,
Well, I guess we could do a number system. If one person wants to come in and set something up there in the doorway.
And the best way
One
I
at a
could say
time.
it, if I wanted to come in and I had some business and you're telling me I can't, all I can do is call.
I wouldn't be opposed to using the setup that we have for the number system, one person at a time standing in the doorway. Even if we come up with a piece of plexiglass for the door and let people say their piece, I'm okay with that.
I think public.
I don't wanna
should
sit
be
here,
open
I don't
to
wanna
the
sit,
public.
I don't wanna sit in here with 15 people.
No, I don't either, but
I don't-
if we schedule people,
Right,
to come
That's what the number
in.
system, we wouldn't even have to schedule, they come, take a number.
Yeah, I said my piece, I think the public should be open to the public. That's the whole point of the public meeting.
Well,
well,
if
it
we
is,
allow,
but there are ways to be in the public meeting, you can stream it, you can listen to it, you can call in.
That's fair enough, yeah.
We could even set up a little platform outside the window.
if we can allow 3 people,
Well, I
But
think number
who do you
system,
decide?
that's
That's
why-
the point, if
they
it's
can
public,
get a number,
if it's
number
public,
system.
how do you decide what the public is? Who it is?
But wait a minute, you can't say that because you just said no public, so you already
I don't think
decided.
the public should come in, but I
Well,
think
I
we're not ready
think
for
it's
that
time.
yet, that's my
I think we
opinion.
will be June 1st. We're supposed to be going to 50 people.
We can't have.
I know we can't have 50 in here, but I mean, we could limit it.
What if one person comes in and wants to sit through the whole meeting, they have that right?
We've kicked them out before.
They do have that right to sit in the
They
meeting. that's my
do,
point.
so how do you, that's my point.
So once it's over 15 people, we kick them out like we normally do.
I don't agree with that, but whatever. Seems to be in the minority a lot, so it's okay.
As long as they're wearing face masks.
You can't make them do
Well,
that.
Well, we can ask. We can ask.
Well,
I'm okay with a number system and allowing one person to come in and talk, if that's what people want. But I'm not okay with 8 people coming in here and sitting down with us.
Not 8.
Well, it's 50, how do you say then? What if 9 people show up? How do you pick and say you can come into the public meeting, but you can't?
First come, first serve.
then they'll be parked out here. We used to have ordinance.
Well, let them come in, do their piece, and do the public participation and leave? Maybe?
They don't,
Well, that's what the number system would be. So that would allow people to come in, say what they want to say.
How many people on the budget committee?
I don't know.
10.
12, right, 10, whatever.
9.
Nine, and
So they
then an
can't meet
alternate.
here then, again, ever, based on that perception? Same thing with the planning
what do you
board?
mean forever?
Well, and the planning board really
6
needs to
feet,
start
how do you get
meeting.
6 feet
I don't
spread,
think that's a
9 people?
permanent thing. I think by July, things should be pretty much,
You think so?
yeah, should be.
Well, I think we should
Didn't
also
watch the
allow,
Senate thing, did you?
I think we should allow the planning board to meet too. They have a lot of things going on.
They're already throwing out COVID-20 and it's not even here. They did that just the other day. They're making up a flu that's not even here yet, but they're saying it's coming.
Oh, it probably is, but I think at some point we're just gonna have to deal with it. But that point's not here yet.
Okay.
Well, I know the planning board wants to meet. They actually, before this all happened, wanted to ramp up to twice a month.
I think
They have a lot
honestly,
going on.
I think honestly, to impede anybody's, again, constitutional right to participate in a public meeting because we're afraid of whatever we're afraid of.
We're not impeding their right. They can call in to participate.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
We're not impeding
I'm
their
gonna
right.
respectably
Yeah,
disagree.
but we're not even under 10 people. I think we should allow
I
3
think
people
if
in the
anything, we
room
can
with us.
redress it June 1st. I'm okay with that, because who knows? And I think by July 1st, stuff should be pretty much back to where it is and
Okay.
at that point.
Put that on the agenda for that first Thursday, after June 1st, which is,
So then,
June 4th?
so no public people,
No, I think
right?
we should
We're gonna
discuss it
redress it on
before
June
the
1st,
next
right?
week, then maybe.
So till
Next
then,
week
all
we
the
can
boards
redress
that
it.
Well,
have more
because
than
June
10
1st
people
is the next
cannot meet here.
Monday.
no,
We're talking about,
Wait a minute,
let's
we're
stick
here.
to one thing.
Sorry.
We're talking about opening the meeting to the public. Let's readdress it next week.
They're open to the public too.
Right. We're talking about opening our meetings to the public.
Yeah, at least
Okay.
to 3 people. I mean, the minimum amount.
Can we readdress
Less
it
than 10
next week?
people.
When we see a little bit further along how things are going with,
on May
Everything?
21st. Right?
yeah.
we all have rights, Jeff, it's not, you know.
I understand that, you're right, I'm not saying you don't. Did I say you didn't? No, I didn't say you.
Well, you basically said the rights of some, because it's a public meeting, they have a right to come, outweigh our rights.
No, I didn't say that, I said,
Well, if that-
I
well,
said
whose
they have
rights-
a right to show up.
So that outweighs our rights.
How's it outweigh our rights?
Because if they show up and we don't want them to be in the room, I mean, I'm not saying it's that,
Okay, no, we'll discuss it June 1st, we'll see what happens.
not June 1st,
No,
next week.
next week.
Oh, okay, we'll wait till next week and then we'll do a couple more weeks, that's good, that's good.
Well, what about the planning board? Let's talk
No,
about
they
them.
can't.
Why can't they? They're under 10 people.
It has to, well, the planning board could probably operate on the same rules. We're supposed to be open to the public, but with COVID going on, we could probably let them meet.
Well, right now, the planning board's not meeting in here, right?
Right.
No,
They do
right,
it
it's a Zoom
And and public is allowed to participate through the Zoom.
Because on the 15th, the class is gonna be held in here for the appeals board,
Okay?
unless something comes down.
I'm not
between now and
opposed
then.
to, I'm not opposed to letting the other boards meet here. That I'm not opposed to.
And if they want to, if,
As long as they keep it under 10 and they do the public participation, I'm not opposed to that.
And you're clean on the way out.
Yeah. Yep. Is everybody else, who's against that?
I'm not,
Well, I'll make a
It was just
motion,
something
we
we have
allow
to
the other
make-
boards to start their meetings up again and public participation.
What
over
if
the
they have
telephone.
public hearings though? If they have to have a public hearing, you can't really, you can't shut that down to just, you know, You know what I mean, a public
I'm
hearing
not sure.
is a
So,
public hearing.
Well, isn't after
We'll have
the,
to address it.
isn't it after the first, it's gonna be, 50 people? So you'd have 15 in here, I mean, we get a minimum of 15 people in this room.
Well, yeah, but just, you still should social distance.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
You shouldn't be on top of each other, you know what I mean? Chair to chair to chair. You're still supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Suggesting,
Yeah,
you know.
well, I got a motion that we let the other boards start up their meetings here again.
I'll second that,
With a maximum of 10.
Yes,
yeah, maximum 10,
And clean
clean on their
it.
way out. Yep.
I'll second it.
Any discussion on that?
No.
All in favor?
So life will be easier for the planning board.
Yes.
All right, what next, Paul?
Where was I now? Oh, yes.
Sorry, Paul.
No, that's no problem. Only took 15 minutes, that one, no. I think you all got an email on May 12th from a resident with a request for payment of car repair for a blown tire from a pothole.
Okay,
Has that been addressed?
not to my knowledge.
There's no record of
There's
the
no record.
pothole being reported here or to Scott.
Okay, so that means that,
So what do you, can you just explain when you guys
So
get it?
when a complaint comes in, we, if they get the complaint, they email me, I put it in the book. If I get the complaint, I print it out, put it in the book. And we did not have any complaints for Gully Oven, in the book. And as soon as I got it, I forwarded it to Scott and it has been fixed.
okay, was Scott told about
No, he didn't know about it either.
it? He didn't know about it.
Not until this came out.
Didn't know about the schoolhouse lane now
So
too?
then, we don't,
As far as the past practice has been,
yeah,
there's no
it's a law that we have to, if it's reported, we don't fix it within 24 hours.
then we have to look at it.
Right. Alright,
Do we vote on this? Just no, okay. I just don't know.
May 12th, again, we had a email from Laura Cole in regards to Officer Jeffrey Bull sign, having that spelling corrected. That I didn't know if we gone anywhere with that or not.
I didn't know it was spelled wrong.
I didn't either, I actually
Is that the one
saw
where
that
she
and I
offered
wanted to bring
They
it.
offered to pay for it and do it themselves with
Yeah.
Jason and her? Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Well, I
I think
would,
that's nice of them to do.
yeah,
Do we have a motion to?
I'll make a motion that we allow them to change it and
Jeff,
the Jeffrey Bull Monument
Yeah.
for,
The correct.
correct spelling, yes, there we go, thank you, Jeff.
Second.
all in favor?
No relation to those goals either.
It's funny, he said that about you when I was talking to him. the
That's
other day.
right, no relation.
I said, is Karina your sister? He said, nope, no relation.
Okay, just a reminder, the paving bid is due next week. And we already talked about making
Yep.
sure that Scott's gonna be here for that.
He said he'd make an appearance.
For the last couple of years, the school has allowed us to purchase our copy of paper along with them so we can have one big bulk order. We can get a better pricing. I need to get permission to do that again. And also I contacted the fire department today at Lynn's suggestion. And they use almost as much paper as we do.
Oh, wow. What's it cost per ream through the school?
We buy it by the case. I don't know what the price is.
Yeah,
They get a bid.
Remember I showed you this?
Oh, yeah, that is a good price, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm in favor of that.
Southern Maine Regional Planning also does that. Office supply for the different towns, the bulk purchasing. I don't know if it would be cheaper than the school or not, but they do
The
that.
school's pretty cheap.
I think the school was cheaper, yeah.
Well, it's something I'll look into. I don't-
Yeah, they did, I think, before, when the school was, I think the school gets an educational discount.
Just wanna get the price until they know how much they're buying. Do I have permission to let her,
I make a motion, we go with the school's paper I joined their group, but
Yeah,
School.
Seconded?
oh, I can't say.
I'll second
I
it.
seconded.
I'm like, oh, I can't do this.
All in favor?
It's less expensive, right?
Yeah, that, oh, yeah.
Sorry, Phyllis. Do that one. The fire report that we got.
Would you like to read it? You think we should read it?
Just want to see what I had down here for.
Let's report.
The truck with the oil leak. We also have the pump test. The dry hydrant out here that's failed. And then he's working on the shower, bathroom thing, so.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot there.
So, very busy.
Have they gotten a price for the truck yet? To be repaired?
Going somewhere around.
They did get the engine,
Yeah.
the engine fixed, there's a couple prices they have. Yeah. Through CAT and then.
Any word on the structural for the fire station?
No, and I didn't do anything on that, I'm sorry.
No.
I will get back on that. The guardrail I did mention to you.
Can we use those things?
He was gonna ask.
Oh, okay, I didn't.
Yeah, no, he was gonna ask. He didn't think so. He was gonna ask, so.
So take that on, listen to it. I must ask you to refrain from stating the name on this email. I'll give you a minute to read it. It went out to everybody this, on the 12th. The 12th was a busy day.
It was?
Yeah, I already read that. Does everybody else read it? I'll read.
Well, it does make it a lot more confusing when someone sends in a check for more than the amount. And I would agree with them sending the check back and as long as they know, they send her the exact amount that they need. And let her know that that's the amount the check needs to be written in. I would agree to that. I mean, it sounds like they, that's a good solution.
What's CEO refund?
Code enforcement.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's,
what's it?
that's one of the, when you go into like Trio to post something, like it could be 31, and then under 31 might have like 6 other things where you can put the money. And it went into, it got posted, cause she found it, it got posted in CEO refund.
You know that better than I do.
Oh, I know. So, I mean, and this was in 2016. So she's trying to, research it. And then I think the comment was that it was, they were gonna get a building permit, but they never got it.
Correct.
But you don't get a refund on, I don't, why would you post, but I don't know because all the players are different, but why would you post something without having a permit
Right.
for it to go. So I guess we're really not sure, that's the old one,
But there's
but,
no record of any building permit.
oh, did Jen
Isn't
look?
there-
Yeah, she did.
Okay, cause I asked her to. I
That's
said,
the last page.
But it would be a check of $549.48. Can't we go online banking and just type in search $549.48?
It never left.
It shows it right here, that it was posted there.
Oh, so it's still there.
Yeah,
So there was never a check mail.
There's no record of any check being mailed.
Oh, then we should send her money back, I think. But I also agree that in the future.
Yeah, in the future, send the check back and let them know exactly what the amount is.
I mean, cause we don't know why did they accept it? Why was a check taken when there was no building permit? That doesn't make sense to me, you know?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, all the players are different, so,
So I have permission to refund the amount.
I think we should.
You're gonna need a vote to do that.
Okay, you wanna make a motion? You want me to do it?
Go ahead.
All right, make a motion that we refund the overpaid tax amount for $549.48,
For the year 2016.
the year 2016.
yeah, there it is, there it is.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Yeah, cause I had asked Jen, cause I said, Jen, you're the only person that might be able to figure it out.
Is she coming in tomorrow?
I don't think so,
I'll give you this.
but I can let her know, yeah.
I'll give you this back because I don't want you holding
And
on to
send
it.
that other one back, right?
Yes.
We just-
I'll give it.
Oh, I'm sorry. And about, do you have anything on the current year? The current check?
Yeah, she'd written a check for more amount.
No, this is, now we have an issue with currently,
Yeah,
That
that's the
was-
check they're saying to send back the current
Yeah.
one, because
Get
it's
the right amount.
correct.
To get the right amount.
well, what about this check? These taxes haven't been posted yet.
Correct.
I'm gonna send the check back.
Oh, okay, all right,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cause I'm just gonna say what Mary Beth said. I won't say the name. The first two accounts were paid in full on 10/15/19. She spoke to the person on 4/29 to get the account information, as she didn't write it on the check stub. Like she did her other 3 checks. I informed her of the overpayment and she requested a refund in the amount of $307.57. But, so we're saying send this check back and do the right thing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh. We need to backtrack, because on 2016, overpayment of taxes,
3%.
yes, if, it has to do with the assessing, in this case, it's not an assessment, this is
So
a,
then no,
it's a run,
no percentage, yes.
No interest.
No,
no interest.
Yep.
That's when we went through Val, and looked at that and said, ooh, that's pretty clear. All right. Employees' reviews. I'm sorry, I dropped the ball on this one. We talked about this one back in February, March. We got them all agreed to the write-ups, but we never sat down to interchange with the.
Weren't we gonna
employees.
look at another one again? Didn't we have that conversation?
Could be.
Do you remember the conversation?
No, I don't.
I don't remember that.
I don't know.
I do have them filled out,
Okay,
but we haven't done anything with them, so.
Yeah, when do we need to do it by?
Well, there's 2 options. We either sit down with them as a board of 5, or we sit down with individually, one-on-one with them, versus having 5 of us sitting there looking at them.
Doesn't matter to me. We could each do
It's
one.
hard to get us all together in one place.
We could each do one, or I'd be willing to do them. Or someone else can do them, split them with me or whatever. Doesn't matter to me.
They just need to be done, because
Like I said, I'd do them all. I'll split them with people. It's however you guys want to do it.
I think 2 people should do them together. Whoever that 2 may want to be, whoever wants to do it.
want to do it?
I'll do it with you.
Okay, 2 of us will do it.
Okay.
There if there needs to be any changes, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can have that, because Cause that's on Mary Beth Bateman.
Mike from the insurance company, we need to get him in here soon so we can finish up the information that he needs to do a quote for this year. So we're talking about tonight having somebody in here, so when can we have him come in?
Well, as we've been sitting here, I've been thinking about the meeting thing. There'd be a way to do literally like reservations, and if we did 3 chairs, they would be 6 feet apart. And if there was people that are on the agenda or whatnot, they could be rotated out while those people came in. We usually don't have more than 3 or 4 people that want to sit in here. And we could do it with a reservation and a rotation system if they had things to discuss to the board. And that would keep the number down here at 9, under 10, like the planning board and the other boards. How everybody would feel about some sort of compromise like that? Would you?
That's what I had mentioned.
Yeah, kind of, it is, yeah. But it'd be a set number, and if they were 6 feet apart, we could still social distance. And Jeff sits down there anyway, so he don't care.
I know, right,
So, no, I'm being serious.
I am too.
Yeah, you have one there, one there, one there.
And they can RSVP through email, we could put it on the website.
You take a number.
Is anybody else okay with that?
What's that? I'll give it that.
Yeah. Well, I make a motion that we allow that. 3 people at a time, RSVP through email. And if there's other people that want to come in, they have to do a rotation.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
So that means we can have Mike in,
ASAP.
Yep, whenever you want.
We need to do business.
how bad's the agenda for next week?
We just had Mr. Potter.
And is he calling in or was he?
He was calling in, but I can call and let him know he can come in. If he wants to come in, he may not want to come in.
I think he'd probably prefer to come in.
He would, okay. Do you want me to email Mike?
Yeah, you wanna do
Okay.
that? Please, I appreciate that. That way you can know whether or not, put it on the agenda or not.
Okay.
And lastly is the transfer station repair.
Yes, he went up there to do it. Waste Management did not have the container moved. He said he could do it any Sunday. I called Amanda. She's having the container picked up Saturday and left out until returned Monday because they didn't want to be without the container on Saturday. So he's going to be there Sunday to do it, weather permitting, but it'd have to be pretty bad for him not to do it. But he had gone up there.
It could snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That
was
was last
Yeah, you never
Saturday.
He was
know.
locked out, and then Scott went over and let him in, and the container was there. And Scott's like, I had just left and it was open, and so I think Waste Management dropped the container off and locked it, so.
What about recycling? When someone, are asking me about that, so
That-
what are we doing with that?
Those guys say they need that second container for regular household waste. I don't know how, if they did it before with the single stream recycling, how we couldn't use that second one as cardboard only and get paid for that. That's what I would like to do. You know, I don't know how everybody else feels. And then we're gonna do the bins for the.
Well,
cans.
could they, maybe they should recommend something, do the workers have any recommendations how we could do that?
Well, if we just take the cardboard in a giant container and it's not compacted, the hauling price is gonna do away with the value, the price we're gonna get paid for the weight.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna be compacted, it's gonna be coming for a container that's got 20% of what the compacted one had, or 10%.
It was recycled, like you said before,
It was recycling
How
before.
much money did we make before? I thought that was the problem, because they Xed everything out and we weren't getting paid for it.
No, we were paying more, but if we get cardboard, they don't charge us anything pretty much to take the cardboard, just the hauling fee. So we would save, for every ton of cardboard, we'd save over $100.
But didn't they just shut down the other day because they,
Based on what? That ain't what I read.
I don't know, yeah, probably.
What?
That ain't what I read.
On what? What'd you read?
On the cardboard when they were having the issue. Yeah, it's more of a haul fee, but we only get paid for it if it's not contaminated. If it is, we don't get paid for it. We're spending more, 90% of it wasn't getting reimbursed. So what are you referring to?
I'm referring to straight cardboard, not single stream recycling. They take it basically for free or pay us a few dollars a ton, and then charge us just for the haul fee. So, and they said about 10 to 15% of our waste could be weighted out as cardboard, and that's what a lot of municipalities are doing because there's still value in cardboard. And if we did the aluminum cans and other things, that's gonna get rid of more, and it's not, doesn't need to be compacted. Because Berwick Metal said they'd take that, right?
You said they take all the metal, yeah. But you guys said you didn't want them having an aluminum container there because it's gonna take forever to fill it up and there's no weight in it.
No one ever said that.
Pretty sure.
You and I, you were voluntold to go up with me, and just with everything that's happened, we haven't done it yet, and set up the aluminum
I have
cans.
to refer to my notes on that thing, 'cause I got a bunch of whole separate book on the trash
Yeah.
notes, so I'll have to refer.
We were
to
gonna get the
those.
blue barrels, because Lynn had been looking into blue barrels, or was gonna help me look into them, right? Weren't you? Or no, you told me where to go.
I've never
You told me
heard
where to
about
look,
blue
didn't you?
barrels.
Did
You
I?
said Facebook Marketplace, yeah.
Oh,
no,
yes,
you-
I did.
Yes,
Yes, I did,
yep.
yeah.
You did tell me where to look,
Yeah.
We
yeah.
talked about that, and then you said they had to be, what you call them, food grade?
Do they have to be food grade?
Why would they have to hold aluminum cans?
Somebody said that they had to be. I can't remember,
Dude, I
but
think you're.
I'll have to refer to my notes.
Yeah, you should refer to your notes.
I will, I take pretty good notes.
I don't think you do.
Actually, I really do. It's true.
I haven't seen you pick up a pen whole meeting.
No, you're right.
Where's your notes this meeting?
I ain't taking
His
it,
pen's right
I'm just
there.
observing.
He's got his pen ready though, in case
I
you want
do
to
have
take
my
notes.
pen ready.
All right.
I relinquish the rest of my time to my own little.
What do you guys feel about changing that compactor to cardboard?
I don't have a problem doing that, except for the fact that I do know that they're having a problem getting the main one dumped in time to keep things going, so.
All right,
Maybe we need to talk to,
Pete,
no,
Robert.
Robert, thank you. I come up with Ronnie, I couldn't get it in my mind. Just to see, and then we might end up talking to Waste Management to make a better swap. I mean, I'm for compacting, but not at the expense of having to shut down the whole thing because we got a full
Right.
container.
And then maybe we can find out about getting a cardboard container in there and doing it that way. And that'll bring back the recycling, and even it only being a third full, it'll still be free to just the haul fee. So it would be probably the same to recycle it as it would to pay to get it hauled away with household waste. So, all right. That sounds good. Laura?
When we do our little newsletter here, I just have a suggestion that maybe if we can do the back page, that we make that absentee ballot application. So if people wanna do an absentee ballot, they can fill it out and drop it off here if they don't feel, that they would feel safer voting at home rather than coming to the polls. That way, when we mail it to everybody, everyone would have one, so if they wanted to fill it out,
It's a good idea.
that is a good idea.
just so that they're there. All you have to do is take one of theirs and whatever. But, and we do have to work on this.
Okay.
And this is, like I said, you can look at before, I mean, some of them are pretty clear what the question is, but some of them, if you wanted to elaborate a little bit, you know. So, anyway, that's just a thought. And I have the school warrant here, whoops, because we have to sign the school warrant for the election, so, and there's 10 copies of each of them, so we have to sign it 10 times on this one, and then I have another one that's 10, no, there's 2 of them,
When are they doing their election?
same time as us.
Oh, for the budget?
Yeah. They'll have an open concept meeting where you go and they talk about the whole budget, and you can make changes there. That's June 23rd, I think.
I'm not sure.
That's where you can make changes, you know, we get to vote on that, and then the validation vote will be July 14th, whether you say yes or no to the budget. That was talked about on that June 23rd night, so.
Are they holding it on the auditorium?
I don't know.
Since September, they were doing the vote for that.
That's for the school, this
No.
is just for the regular
This is the
budget.
regular budget, and the, what are we doing here, and the bond, that's all that's here, maybe that's why we have 2. So, It's today the 14th.
It is.
All day.
Yep.
So we all have to sign these, because we have to sign them so they can post them, so. There's 10 of them, so there's 20, just saying. And that's all I have to say, so if you wanna keep talking, I guess.
Karina?
I really haven't looked into this, but I'm kinda about the use of the school, for like summer camp.
They said no. Georgie messaged from that. She had it posted. I'm just telling you, I don't.
I know, but,
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you knew that part.
I mean, we pay all this money for this
I
school.
agree, they should let us use it.
They should at least let us use the auditorium and the bathrooms,
I agree with you 100%.
and,
Get on the phone to Steve Conley.
okay, and also about possibly.
Is there any more, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's still
well,
there,
I
he's
can
still
talk
there.
to Sue too. About the library, reopening that where it's separate from the,
We can reopen the library, can't we, or do they have to keep?
Well, they're the ones that closed it, right, because it was part of the school, isn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is a good question, though.
Do they have the right to do that to us?
They did it, don't matter, they got all kinds of power, school board does what they want.
hey, I'm talking here, Jeff, we can overcome, I mean, it's the public part, it's
The library should
town
be
part.
reopening in June 1st, like everything else. Well, like the restaurants and stuff.
So I can, well, I'll ask him about that then too, I'll give him a call,
Good luck getting a call back.
well, I'll call anyway. But I think,
No, I think that should be open.
It's all the same one, huh?
Yes, they just.
So why are
need-
we signing this and why do they need our signatures? Cause I'm reading this, they got the money broken out for that plus the bond.
Okay, all this is like we have to sign our warrant, which we'll do next week, to call the election, we have to do that. That's all you're doing, you're not agreeing to it or,
okay,
You're just giving them permission to have the election.
yeah, we have to because we're the
Do we have to
municipal
sign our warrant
officers.
today?
Referendums today.
Oh, okay.
You just
Yeah.
have to do that.
You only need 3 to sign it, right, to make it legal, or all 5?
Yeah, I guess 3 is okay.
No.
thanks, Jeff.
Read it.
Okay. All right,
Okay, there's that one.
and as far as I know, I don't know, have you talked to, Frank at all? I didn't notice in his report about the, agreement with the users for the fuel cards? Yep, cause they're still having problems getting them to,
That's something you need to talk to Stacy about, she was handling that.
This is a separate.
Well,
Said that 3 weeks ago.
well, I'm saying, cause you're contacting, she says it hasn't been done, that Frank was working on it, and you're
Oh,
working.
no,
with
I
Frank.
haven't talked to Frank about that, I thought Stacy was
To
handling
put
it.
it on a ballot, correct?
Well, because we do the warrant, yes.
Well,
So we
anyway,
asked them if we
that's
could do it on
still,
the
because
regular
they're still
election
having, I
cycle, they
noticed
said
when
no,
we
they
did
can do it when they want.
AP,
There was-
that they're still
so they
having
don't-
issues
Alright,
with
They told us they
getting.
didn't
I'll
have
call Stacy.
permission then.
Right,
Here's my list.
well, it's because a warrant is called by the
I
municipal
mean, she's still having
officers.
issues, there was
Like,
2 of them
for an
this
election.
week.
Okay. I'm with you.
You wanna pass me those while you're doing your stuff so I can sign?
You covered the bids for structural at the fire department, I noticed too, on the insurance renewal, I don't know if you guys have looked at it, but there's an awful lot of things in there that are covered for less the amount of deductible. And I'm just not sure why, if maybe we could have you said that the department heads were gonna be reviewing,
Stacy's sending it out.
great, okay.
But again, when Mike's here, it's a good time to ask him those questions to make sure that it's taken care of.
Yeah. Okay, and, also I was gonna ask him about if there was any coverage for that, the dugout, that,
Good chance to ask her about.
Laura, the dugout on Stewart's Field? Is that something the insurance could cover? I mean, it's on there,
It's a $1,000 deductible.
okay, do you know how much it's,
I thought, Jeff, weren't you and Deb taking care
No,
of that
Chuck, I'm
checkup?
going anywhere, you said you'd help me.
I know, and you haven't called me, and you
No,
guys
I
just set it
didn't.
up.
Look, Chuck, I just called the other day and we talked about it, I
Let's
asked you
get
for
this
the number
dugout
of
fixed.
that person, and you're gonna text it to me.
No, what number, what person?
The one that did the cemetery with you.
You are out of your mind.
No, we had that
You
conversation.
are out of your mind.
Absolutely not.
So does someone wanna work on the dugout?
Way to go,
To do
Chuck.
the cemetery, the person who did the cemetery was gonna do the dugout? You wanted that
The
person to
tree
come?
people, and you were gonna give me the number.
What are they gonna do for the tree thing?
They were supposedly the ones that were gonna lift the dugout up.
You're right, you did say that, but it wasn't the cemetery person, it was a tree person, all right.
Yeah, well, they were there with you, right?
They weren't there with me, I don't
I
know them.
thought you said they
They
were.
came the next day.
Okay. So you don't
Why
know.
can't we lift the dugout with a winch?
You got a winch?
Yeah,
You
of course I do.
You probably do.
Yeah. When you wanna go, I'll bring some manpower down, we can do it. We need the supplies.
Deborah was gonna be on the
Chris
supply
Stokes
part,
said he'd
right?
help. Stokes, yeah, Stokes is his last name, Chris
Yeah.
Stokes, yeah, he said he'd help,
He's a good guy.
yeah.
Alright, what else you got, Karina?
Well, that's what the dug, I just didn't know if some of the supplies, or if we needed the winch and stuff would be covered.
That's the last one for that too. You didn't sign those ones yet, Chuck. I think the ones you just put on top, Corinne, Chuck didn't sign yet.
Alright, I'll pass them to him. Pretty much that's all I have for the moment. Oh, yeah, I'll talk to you about that later.
Alright, Jeff, what about you?
No, I just wanna put a shout out to, Mr. and Mr. Zello, or Brenda and Kurt, I guess, and Randy and Cindy and Deborah for the work they did to put together that honor ceremony for the kids of the town. And out to the parents that reached out to everybody, and I appreciate them doing that. So, yeah, that's all, and then, Red Cross, Dave Salvatore, thank you for letting me use that.
Yeah, Dave, thanks, and thanks for the email, internet.
And, that's about it right now. So it was quick.
I agree with you on the Zellers
Well,
and
you haven't.
helping out the community, and
I think that's
Deborah
awesome.
taking the time to do that for the kids, cause they
deserve it.
They absolutely do. I agree with you 100%.
Who wrote in red?
Very unselfish
Where's red?
people that are
Can we
helping
do
with
red?
that.
Of course you can do it.
Listen,
Chairman,
signature's a signature.
I don't, at this time, I really don't have anything else except for, again, to thank you, Paul, for the extra help. Appreciate it a great deal. That it
Do we
then?
have to go into executive session?
We do. I figure we can finish signing the documents first.
I don't lose the head then. So let's go. I can't see you laughing with the mask on now. You're turning red, Corinne.
Who says I'm laughing?
I got two different piles, so.
I had too much sun today.
I know, I don't never know, I always wonder, why do we get a pink button? I never understood that.
Question authority.
You want to fold it back together before I hand it to you?
No, it doesn't matter. Cause I'm checking to make sure the signatures are there.
I'm checking that before I hand it to you.
Oh, thank you.
4, I can count to 4, so. Respect, you wash your hands?
No, I don't do that. Who does that? I was taught not to be on
I
myself.
know, you were in the service, I know. I figured you were taught that.
You wash your hands out. I thought I was all done.
You were.
Incorrect.
Saved them for you.
Doing a fine job, Corinne.
Thank you.
Yeah, the other one? I probably could have found the other one.
Ready to go.
I know you're an early bedder, aren't you?
Yeah,
Better
over
early.
4. Yeah, I get up at,
Yeah, but you get up.
There's no clock. I keep trying to look up and look at the clock.
You,
the Chuck was texting me at 8, and I was already in bed for that.
she's almost there.
What's the math on it?
I need a stamp.
I'm sure. I have seen it.
And buy
You
one.
do?
I can. I did get a good deal.
There you go, get one.
I actually think I do have one, actually.
There you go, you're
I
good to
think
go.
I do have a stamp with my signature on it. I had one made when I had my own business.
I'm just gonna
There you go, problem solved.
put these back together.
Oh, can I go back one thing that maybe I would like to know if anybody else would think this might be a helpful thing? Is to have the expense summary report with the AP when we do it every week.
The only thing is, that won't be up to date, correct?
It won't show the.
It won't show these, because she has to post it first and then do that, like,
Yeah, but then we at least be able to see if the
Yeah.
money's on that line item.
yeah. But just so you know, whatever's in here is not gonna be on there.
Right, but
Taken
we
out.
know if we have the money for it, if we have this in it.
We can have her do that.
So can we have her do that? Is that something we have to vote on, or can we just ask her?
We'll just ask.
No, you can ask her, she'll do it.
Alright, so if we could, did you get that one? If we could ask Stacy if we could do the expense summary report with the AP package every week? An updated one, well, as updated as it can be.
All right,
I think that's it.
right, everybody ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
I make a motion, we go into executive session for personnel matters pursuant to 1 MRSA 6A.
Second?
Oh.
All in favor?